Welcome back to Too Close for Podcast. We're talking about episode 206 today from November 24th, 1981, Rafkin's Bum. The 6th episode of season 2, but the 10th one produced, for whatever that's worth. Well, next week is where we start going into the episodes that were produced before some of these, but were not shown. And continuing the strange order of season 2. Tonight's episode, Rafkin's Bum.
Alright, so this week we find April working on a song or something. I don't know what she was doing. She's writing in a pad. I'm assuming it's a song. When the doorbell rings, it's a shabby looking man who's looking for the woman who lives downstairs. April goes to help her Aunt Muriel in the kitchen, leaving the bum in the living room. Jackie comes out, finds the old man who says he's looking for Mrs. Rafkin. Wendell tells Muriel that he met Rafkin and she invited him to Thanksgiving 6 years ago. Muriel tells him that he can come to their house for Thanksgiving, but Henry doesn't like that and says that they should go out to dinner this year. The girls say that they'll make Thanksgiving dinner, so later, downstairs, Monroe shows up with a live turkey named Raoul. Wendell shows up with a half a bottle of wine and says he'll kill the turkey for them because it's a live turkey. But the turkey escapes, and boom, that's Act 1. Now they're eating dinner, but all they have is tuna to go with their Thanksgiving meal. Wendell tells Henry that he was going to ask Rafkin to marry him. And later, upstairs, April tells her aunt and uncle that she found Wendell's hat, and it's from a costume shop. So Henry says he's going to get to the bottom of this, calls the costume shop. Boom. That's Act 2. So now, in a high-rise building, one of the rare other sets that they use, Henry and Muriel show up with the hat, looking for Wendell. What was his last name again?
Balabin.
A butler answers the door and tells him to take a seat. Wendell comes out and explains how he was going to a costume party when his limo got a flat. He met Rafkin while taking a shortcut through the park, and Henry tells Wendell that Rafkin was really a man, but Wendell is just relieved that he was Jewish. He was worried that Henry would tell him he wasn't Jewish, or she wasn't Jewish. And that's Act 3.
Wow.
That was quick, huh?
Mm-hmm. So we had April in there this week.
The interloper?
Yep. But she was really just doing not much, you know.
She
Just
was
kind of there.
the crux of the show. She was the first one.
Yeah, that could have been anybody, even.
She found the hat.
Well, I suppose Henry probably wouldn't have let the bum in, but probably everybody else would have. Let's see here. Other guest stars were Wendell Balabin. The credits say Vendel, which is clearly wrong. The people who typed the credits didn't watch the episode because he says Wendell with the W, not with the we, in the butler. Now, the butler just said the butler in the credits. He had a name. I cannot remember the name. Which is sad because we just watched this.
Yeah, I wish I'd have wrote it down now.
Monroe was wearing stripes. I counted 5 instances of Henry pointing. And you could almost count one stammer in there. We opened the show with the El Camino drive-by. That was fairly impressive. We also had one of the daytime freeze frames as well. Now, after only one episode of mentioning Jackie's fashion designing career, Balaban is introduced because Rafkin's bum is Balaban, who owns Balaban's where she's going to work, and that subplot starts.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even touch on that.
There's a brief mention of the pregnancy of Andrew. Not Andrew being pregnant, but Andrew is the baby. Am I revealing too much by saying that? The transvestite storyline is back in full force, with Rafkin and the bum, Wendell. The intro variants. Well, we had the long intro with the bridge and everything, and then there was the Monroe with the cookbook shot, instead of the Monroe in the chair shot. What was subversive about this episode? The plot. Music cues. We had the one-note music cue twice. I'm giving this a 4 on a scale of 1 to 5. It's pretty close to a 5. What was our bizarreness of the week? Everything involving the turkey. And what did we learn? We learned Wendell didn't care if Rafkin was a man or a woman, as long as she was Jewish. And goodbye to the bank, an important setting of season 1, as Jackie let go of her job at the bank last week, and now will be starting the next phase of her life at Balaban's. Something new for me to keep track of from episode to episode, Balaban's. Next week, we go back in time to production order number 5, which is actually episode number 7, Where There's a Will, where Henry worries over his lack of a will. I feel like we've already had this storyline before, but I think this is the follow-up where he tries to videotape it.
Is this the one where the painting comes to life?
No, but that's coming up soon too. Wow, we could almost do a series of podcasts just on that episode alone.
You can hear my show on Stitcher. Stitcher is radio on demand. Download the free app today. Listen anytime, anywhere.
Create custom playlists. Rate and review my show on Stitcher. And over 4 million car dashboards.
On demand and on the go. No downloading, no syncing, no wasted memory. Stream your favorite podcasts. Don't have Stitcher? Download it free today at Stitcher.com or in the App Store.